Greetings, my fellow vaulters. Rhadamant here. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Biotech Doomsday Vault, episode 57, Corpse Bride. I don't know how much of the sound is coming through. It is a cacophony of dog barks. Why are we removing snow? Because I have a tiny snow removal zone. Okay, that makes sense. Makes sense to get rid of it, that is. Well, this is ever so slightly annoying. I have a... You know what? I take that back. I used to have a sign on my front door that's like, please don't knock or ring because baby is sleeping. But I think that sign fell off. But it's like... Yeah, ringing my doorbell over and over is not great for a sleeping child. Alright, Madsen. Actually, you and Zertrana cannot dye your clothing because you're not of our ideology yet. So it makes sense for you to not blend in. Wait until you convert. I'm curious if this removal of the basins offer a proper shortcut. I think it probably does. Probably, right? Hey, bud. Seven caskets and going. When I move those beacons around, don't I have to reinstall the bait one? No. It's, as pointed out, I saw, it's the oldest installed beacon that becomes the raid target. So as long as the oldest installed beacon doesn't get destroyed or moved, you don't have to worry about it. So Madsen just made his own new xenogerm. And I will plant that in. It's a huge loss of everything that makes a hussar. But it's for the best. So we don't need a bloodthirsty hussar in our community. Especially one that doesn't have the skills to be useful. Oh, looking good. Everything's running smooth. Oh, speaking of smooth, this finished. So we are waiting on exclusively advanced components for these caskets. And we're making it as fast as we can on the benches. But it's just a very time-intensive process. Okay, when I estimated there was like 10 corpses, I lied. I forgot about all the corpses that might be out here. And here comes the exotic goods trader. Oh yeah, there's so many. I really should have called in a bulk goods trader. But maybe I think the exotics will also take the package survival meals. I always forget who takes what. They're all so fussy. With their own sets of allowed. So Madsen, you are now recovering. And if we take a look at you, you're wimp, steadfast, kind. You have a lot more skill in animals than I thought you had. previously, so that probably means that you would be well suited for animal handling work. But apart from that, your true combat skills now have revealed itself, and that's why I jokingly said that Madsen was the worst possible candidate for the Hussar program. It's not a true 0-0, but given the Wimp trait, it's pretty close. Something else I'm going to want to do once Zertrana's up is to give Zertrana a bladed weapon, or some sort of melee weapon, and also probably a shield belt as well. I'm very low on plasteel though, so I have to be cognizant of what plasteel I'm using. So taking a look at the deep drill again, I don't believe I have a lot of plasteel available to me. It's mostly just steel. The plasteel that is out here is not mineable because it's not underground. That's one of the rules. So we're going to have to continue scanning. Unfortunately, this ground pen scanner is pretty far away from the rest of the colony, so it's a bit of a pain to run out there, I think. We will cope. So I did mention the hops looked low, so I'll start growing hops closest to my brewery. We still have a lot of people yet to color the clothing too. So anytime anyone passes by the style station, I'll assess whether or not they have clothing that needs changing. Remember to trade? Yeah, I was about to send Tech Noir up there. Oh, and she's trying to go to sleep. When will Jean-Paul turn 3? It's kind of hard to tell because they age up on a variable scale, but soon is the best I could do. Gray-eyed and fur skin. Okay. Alcohol impervious. Go juice dependent. Toximmune. Toximmune might be good to buy. Especially given for those that don't have the tox lungs. Skill trainer in plants. Probably pretty good to buy as well. Architect leg sounds awesome. And Sandyland sounds really good. And I don't think acid spray makes sense in hindsight. I don't think we need to be spraying acid on anyone. Let's buy the plasteel and part with the package of survival meals. And then there might be also other package of survival meals that we can part with as well. So let's see. They did not take the ones out here, as I suspected. So this is part 2 of the trade. Package survival meals for components. There's also... These reinforced barrels are basically destroyed. Because they've been out here for so long. Which is fine. Even when they're destroyed, they can be used to rearm turrets. And fix barrel durability. And all I would need to do is forbid the reinforced barrels here, and then use those barrels to fix my mortars. And that is something I will do. So Shane, go grab the other one. And then Cathanon... Oh, you can't, because you have to avoid pollution. Never mind. Gold is actually something I don't need. I had purchased a lot of it. And I have a lot more left over that I didn't realize. Who gets the Architect leg? Best Brawler. Psycaster. Best Shooter. fast trader. It's also possible for me to run trade caravans, and having a super fast trader might help. So, there you go. Vote on that. And then the plants trainer is, let's see, probably best to use on Thomas, because he has a passion but only 2 skill, so he is the most to gain. There is also still the circadian maybe Tech Noir will use it. The circadian influence tech print to grab. And because these mortars were basically broken, 6 and 1, I'll just immediately have them fix up the barrels, so that in the middle of like a siege defense, I don't have to spend precious time fixing my barrels. So Trent is up and walking around. Sapo's Convert is on a 19-hour cooldown, so sometime around midnight-ish, it will be ready. Wow, they're leaving because it's cold. I guess it is cold. Oh, don't mix it in. Oh well, it's mixed in now, so it just averages the HP left of all of the reinforced barrels that I have. Could be worse, I suppose. Was that a monument marker by the oldest beacon? It was, just to see how ridiculously large it was that they were asking me to do. Not that I was ever going to do it, because it's absurd. Okay, Thomas is level 10 from level 2 for plants. So congratulations, you are now allowed to help with that. Also, I think you're overdue for reclaiming your incendiary launcher. Whatever happened to the incendiary launcher? I don't even remember. I don't see it. I might have sold it. Well, if that's the case, I need to make a new one. Or actually, given the worthlessness of incendiary launchers, I'm just going to make Molotov cocktails. Because the incendiary launcher fires slower. Further, but slower and more inaccurately due to the distance. So. Alright, it's meditation hour. Trying to get Mayhem's meditation up is a little tricky because of the limited amount of time that Mayhem spent today. No, sir. Okay, Destroyer is the only one in the entire colony that would not hurt a rat. Oh god, I actually have a big old infestation. I just didn't realize. Hey, Nella. Like any true Fallouter, or whatever you would call someone that plays Fallout, your first task, to kill rats. Because there's a whole lot of them, and we have an infestation. Doopy, don't shoot your sibling, or your vaultling. I don't know what to call it. Madsen is starving. That's not good. It looks like Best Brawler is going to win, so I'm going to call that early. Or early by like a few seconds. So Best Brawler would be obviously Kadath. And Kadath is going to switch a Bionic leg for a Architect leg. So Kadath will have double architect legs as a result. The bionic leg probably is going to go to Madsen, as Madsen has a scratch scar, so has the most to gain from that change. Hey, Trustin. Thank you for the resub, buddy. Cheers. Pleasure hanging out with you last night in your Dwarf Fortress stream. Just in case. Oh, there is a rat. Still. I think that's the only one that is breached. Sorry, little one. But you're not allowed. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. In the middle of a surgery, we're having a power shortage? At least the surgery went well beforehand. But, yeah, that's sketchy. Madsen. Left leg. Done. Yeah, I have a tusk behind me. She went on a big old bork spree earlier, too. Okay, so not only did you manage to get your genome rewritten, but we solved one of your 2 scars with bionics. Zelek, how close is it to your birthday? No, not especially. Where did we put the Molotov cocktail? Thomas. It's supposed to be yours. Right there. I just want someone that can light up the entryway on fire with little notice to be available. So there's an eclipse, which is the cause of my power outage. So we just have an abnormally low amount of power being generated as a result of a 7-hour eclipse. So I'll just spend a second to flick things back on and we should be fine. And then Thomas will take you off awning. The ETA on reflirting is 8 days. We now have 12 caskets. So how to do this? Maybe like that. It'll be one weird looking ship. So Kadath is now double architect legs, detox lungs, and a coagulator. I didn't realize I was making like a super marine. But that works for me. And an inspired trade for camp. So one of the things I was considering is actually trying to run trade caravans out to Brad, whatever it's called. But as long as I can call them in, I suppose it doesn't really matter. So I need to wait 20 hours for the call-ins. And then, speaking of cooldowns, it is 3 hours for the convert. And we'll be trying to convert Sertrana first. Ooh, plasteel. And it's usable. Wow, back-to-back Thank you, Shane. Man, every time I check, it's Shane. Wow, this is a lot of plasteel. I don't think we're going to need another plasteel node. That is a lot. Well, I could have them try for a baby, but as long as Zutrana believes in what she believes in, they won't be able to have babies because they're not allowed to share a bed as a result of her ideology. So converting her, if we want another child, is even more paramount. Keeping in mind, of course, that Zutrana and Cathanon having a child does not advance our goals in any way, shape, or form, as they are not second-generation colonists. But it wouldn't hurt. Something to celebrate, I suppose. Whoa, that blight is ridiculous. Nearly the entire basin is blighted. What's the movement speed benefit of the 2 Arco legs? I'll be able to tell you once the anesthesias wore off, but also the detoxifier lungs plays a bit of a factor as well. A small one, but is non-zero. But if you're wondering about each individual leg, it is 150% efficiency. So, doing the math, it should raise you from a 4.6 cells per second to a 6.9 cells per second. And then also given the detox lung should be sitting around somewhere around 7, I would guess. So I'll check once the anesthesia's worn off. And you are still starving. So the starvation, I think, is a result of me suspending the fine meals. Yeah, that's my fault. Suspending the fine meals because I sort of expected them to leave and I didn't remember that they hadn't. So I will emergency cook right now. Also expected the my farmers not to get to these in time, so I just turned them off because that has the same effect. And then once it's all cut, I'll replant it. There we go. All right. Annoying, but not critical. Why are you in a bad mood? You're not. It's moving. Cool. Still with some brownouts. At this point, the solution is probably just to shut off things that I'm not using. Like machining table and smelter, so that we can conserve a little bit of power. Also, I'm going to shut off this grow light because most of the benches aren't sewn yet, so it saves me a lot of power. Because it is still eclipse. It has been an eclipse for 22 hours, which probably looks amazing, but in terms of the power consumption of our colony, it sucks badly. Oh, there it is. It is open. I don't know exactly how many chem gens we're going to need to keep the lights on. I'm going to try for 6 out of 12. See if that's enough. Yeah, we're still in the positive by 9k. That's probably fine. Hey, you don't belong here. Kadath, you're still on anesthesia, but you want to test out your new legs? That worked. There's another waste rat that is inside that it shouldn't be. And I think that's the only one that behind my walls. Nope, Doopy got it. Oh, because this door is open. Clever rat. All right, that's fixed. Three more hours until I can call in the caravan. But, Sapo, that means you should be able to try to convert Zutrana to head over to that bedroom. Wake them up and be like, convert, convert! Freak her out. What colony have I joined? Wake me up in the middle of the night and tell me to convert? Seems so aggressive. And you know what? You wouldn't be wrong. So what is the difference here? It is a 69% chance, or 69 conversion difference. Very effective. Due to the kindness, primarily. So one more of those in 3 days, and the problems that I've been running into should be resolved. Just realized some of the natural walls that we had smoothed out have suffered damage from shooters. So I'm going to start smoothing out this mountain so that I can repair it, so that we're not chipping away at the mountain gradually after every big shootout. Madsen, should you even have an assault rifle anymore? I don't think you should. I'm going to give you an SMG, as it's going to be easier for you as a skill of 2 to handle. So there's a possibility of it trying to implant antitoxal lungs as a xenogerm into people. The disadvantage, of course, is that my food requirements will shoot up considerably because it is a -3. And then also so the people that could really stand to benefit from it would be someone like Shane, but Shane's a genie, so it would overwrite the Xeni gene, which is not the genie gene is not probably worth overwriting. Same with Cathanon, also a genie. Zutrana just got a xenogerm, so I would have to overwrite that xenogerm. Doopy could benefit from it. Zalat could benefit from it, but of course it's costly. So my question is, should I consider implanting anti-tox genes into people? So the advantage, of course, is that I could unzone restrict everybody that is currently zone restricted due to them not having a pollution protection. The disadvantage, of course, is that we'll have a considerable uptick of food consumed, for better or for worse. And because we're pretty close to the finish line, it might not be necessary because there's not pollution in space. But I figured I would have you vote on that anyway. The alternative, of course, is I could just make pollution masks for those that don't currently have protection, like Cathanons or Trana Doopy. Because pollution gas masks are totally appropriate as well, as they are in 80% protection rather than 100. These two stone together tables, I think it's an optical illusion because one's on a silver background and one's on a blue background, but they look different colors to me. But apparently they're not. According to the game. Oh, that's floor. There we go. So there's still some hallways that have yet to be fully painted. Figured might as well get on that. Don't know how the shared wall will work. Maybe I'll just have the back half of it be the color. There, something like that. Are they both made of steel? Yep, they're identical in every way. Same colors and everything. Pretty sure. Light gray, light gray. Yep, they're the same color. Just an optical illusion. So I think it's pretty safe to say that 6 is not enough. Let's go up to 8. And it's probably the right hour to call in a trade caravan. I'm going to actually flick off the second comms console as it's no longer necessary to have. We don't have enough children that need radio learning to warrant keeping that on. I do have dead power for the mining tunnels. I have these switches that I can flip. But the amount of power that these mining lamps require are pretty negligible compared to everything else. So I don't think it's gonna save me any time or energy to really to bother with any of that. Okay, we're not going to bother with the anti-hox genes. Got it. Should I consider any xenogerms? So I asked this question because we have a few people that aren't modified. Actually, we have quite a few. So taking a quick look here. Mayhem is not modified. Nella's not modified. Cam's not modified, I don't think. Carlotta's not modified. Jean-Paul, Shield, Yaroslav, Doopy, Zalek, Destroyer. There's a whole lot of people that that could be given things like kind or very happy or very fast runner. And then speaking of very fast runner, taking a quick look at Kadath. Kadath only has the robust gene, but Kadath's current move speed is 7.04. So I predicted that it would be 7. Yeah. My math ain't bad. Oh, we can't reach this, can we? No, because this is in the way. Oh well. Actually, I have an idea in mind in regards to that. Wait. Nella has travelware on? That's awkward. I have to fix that as well. So some of that is just we need to make more clothing. Pants and shirts. Oh, I actually am not really sure why Nella has that on. Adults. No tribal wear. Just prioritized. It must be a high quality tribal wear or something. The most reasonable explanation without me having to check. One more minute to vote in this poll. And then I'll have you pick someone that I should look at first for xenogerming. Keeping in mind that it costs meds and coma recovery time. So it is not a free process. Plus, it will also cost an uptick of food consumption depending on the genes that we implant. Because not all genes are, well, you know, most genes aren't free, I guess is the way to say it. Most genes have some sort of cost. Oh, it's gone. That was quick. All right, so you guys say yes. So what I'm going to do is, this is going to be a little complicated for you, but who should I consider for germ implantation? One of the original 6 colonists, a child of the 6, or someone else. That's probably the easiest way to separate out the possibilities here. So 2.5 minutes to vote in that. So the purpose of this space here is A, I'll be able to color the area behind it, but B, I was going to use this as a dumping stockpile for corpses so that we can corpse dump here. So fresh or rotten corpses, don't care which, and any corpses, don't care what type, except for animal corpses. Well, there's not going to be mech corpses, so yeah, human-like corpses get dumped there. Cooldown on convert is 2 days. There we go. Double the blast deal. Make sure that my miners are good at mining. Pious, I'm going to take you off of mining. So low skill miners cause an uptick of deep drill infestations. So it is important that skilled miners operate deep drill. Otherwise, you'll get just more infestations as a result. Don't know if that's a well-known fact or not, but figured I would state it. Additionally, to help out the mood of my miners, I'm going to install some art and flooring around there so it's not an ugly space to work in. We are still waiting on plasteel. So it's mostly the plasteel is the bottleneck currently. And the trade caravan, they're on their way. I don't know exactly when they'll show, but I've only just asked them. If you're wondering about the flirt timer, it's 6 days. 6 days of free will flirting, and then I take the reins a little bit. Carlotta, how close? Carlotta's actually very close to being 17. Not that it makes much of a difference, because 18 is the big leap, I think, in terms of relationship chance. Child of the 6. Okay. So of the children of the 6, who should we consider? So there's Hyas, Mayhem, Carlotta, Nella, and Jean-Paul. Am I missing anyone? No. And to my knowledge, only Hyas currently has a Xenogene of all of them. A very happy Xenogene, because Hyas got an unlucky roll and got stuck with Pessimist. So I implanted, genetic joy plus 10 to try to offset that. Nella, Mayhem, Carlotta, and Jean-Paul do not have Xenogenes. It's linear, so 17 is 50% chance at 18? Okay. So there will be a little bit of a boost when both Mayhem and Carlotta are older. In other words. And I think this setup here is going to help process corpses a lot faster. Thank you for tuning in to RimWorld Biotech Doomsday Vault, which originally streamed live on Twitch December 20th. If you have any feedback or questions for me, let me know in the comments below. If you would like to catch a live stream of mine, Rhadamant.com has my stream schedule and countdown timers to upcoming streams. If you would like to join my gaming community, Rhadamant.com also has a link to Discord, as does the description of this video. Thank you so very much for watching. A special thank you to my Patreon patrons, Twitch subscribers, and viewers like you that support the channel and made it all the way to the credits. Thank you so very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this series. I'll catch you in next episode or an upcoming stream. Farewell, my fellow vaulters.